What's up guys, it's Mike back again today, MF Vape. Thanks for tuning into the channel, hope you're all doing very well indeed. Right, today guys, we've got a dual core RTA and this one is from Vandy Vape and it's called the Kylin version 2. Here it is, I've got it on the Druga Foxy by Org Vape. We've got it in bubble tank mode. Now the EU version doesn't actually come with the bubble tank, so I did have to buy that one separately, and I got it from Bit and Pieces Vape in the UK. But it does come with a PEI plastic 2ml tank, which to be honest, looking at it, I don't think it would wick too well. Now I've only been rocking it in bubble tank mode. So without further ado, we're going to go down low, show the packaging that comes with the Kylin 2. We're going to throw a dual core build in it today also. And then we're going to come back up top and I'm going to tell you what I think about the Kylin V2. Okay, see you down low in a bit. Right, down at the table we've got the Kylin 2 from Vandy Vape. Now here's the packaging that it comes with. Right, so we've got the scratch and check authenticity there, QR code on this side. This shows you what colour you've got. I've got the stainless steel version. On the back you've got your kit contents. It comes with a couple of coils, tri-core fused, 0.41 ohms each. And yeah, this just slides off like so. You have a little goodie bag with your Allen key. We've got a 510 drip tip adapter, your usual O-rings and 4 gold plated grub screws. And there's also this coiling tool in here which goes up in 1mm increments from 4 to 11. Now I prefer using the coily tool, which we're going to use in today's build. Right, also there's this Zeus style drip tip which straddles the top of the actual tank. I also purchased for a separate purchase a 5ml bubble tank, got it from Bit and Pieces Vape in the UK, and they also threw in the 3mm straight glass as well, because unfortunately the EU version only comes with a 2mm plastic or PEI version, and there is this little instruction manual in there too. Right, so here is the tank then, and as you can see we've got this like frosted plastic section on it. It does come installed with this nice drip tip here, like a marble effect resin style drip tip, 810 fitting. In the top you see we have got the O-ring in there, which so most of your 810s will fit in there, but not all of them do, because if you've got a deeper than that it won't actually fit in there. But the other one it does come with is this one that just straddles over the top, but I'm not a fan of that. It's too wide bore for me, so I like to keep it in the other version. So on the top you'll notice we have got the usual knurling around the top, and if you just notice there we've got an arrow, because this is top fill but it's actually a push style system. So if you push that open it exposes the e-liquid filling ports there. Quick look at the bore in there. So we've got a nice bore on there here. Unfortunately my calipers have stopped working, so we can't actually measure it for you. Quick look on the bottom, Kylin 2. You've got Stephen Z's name there, the designer who works for Vandy Vape. Designed and manufactured by Vandy Vape on the bottom. And you've also got a gold plated 510 pin with the peak insulator which does surround it, and so you can probably say this is safe to use on a hybrid because that looks very well insulated. Right, so on the bottom we have some knurling around this bottom part here and on the actual airflow control. So there are stoppers on both sides, so it stops in that position there and wide open. We've got 2 holes, so you can adjust it on one side and it will be the same on the other. So to unscrew, just unscrew this part here and it comes out. Quick look inside the chimney there. So we have got the nice bit of banking, slight bit of doming going on, which does help aid with the flavour. So this tank here, you can just see there's not a lot of room around the sides for e-liquid to go, so I haven't actually used it in this version, but I can bet you bottom dollar it doesn't wick very well in if you've got 80% VG or higher on it. So I'll just show you what it looks like with the 3mm glass on it. This will be what you can get for the rest of the world if you're not in the EU, but the way I've been using it is with the 5mm bubble tank on it. We'll just screw it together for you, and that's what it looks like. So nice and easy to replace the glass. It does just pop off like that. It might be a little bit stiff at first, but around the top we do have that O-ring, so make sure you don't lose that because it helps make the seal. We've got the Vandy Vape logo on the chimney and also Kylin. Looks like it's just etched on there in black. I would have preferred this to have been just stainless steel colour, but that's what we got. Right, here's the deck then. A nice close up for you here. So you see we've got the gold plated screws here, which are sort of on the angle. So when you tighten them down, you just have to get your Allen key in there at the angle. So you've got 2 sets of those. Got honeycomb airflow, so we've got 8 holes in the middle. You've got 3 slotted airflow slots on the side. So it's like the old BMX style ramp there. So this is where the cotton goes. So if you've got it in dual cord, you have 1 cord here, 1 cord there. Both legs of cotton go into this port here, and this is where the juice will actually be drawn up. So you don't want to overstuff this one. But yeah, you just see we've got the peak insulator surrounding this particular block here. So this is your positive block. So in theory you could have a single cord and just put it with 1 leg there and 1 there and bend it over to the middle, but I prefer just putting 1 leg there and 1 over here. As long as you're sharing the negative and the positive, you should be fine with it. But yeah, so that's your deck section. We do have the O-ring around the bottom, so don't lose that one too, because that does help make the seal with the glass section. So we'll throw a little build in it now. Right, we are using the cores that come with it, so these are the tri-core fuse claptons. Now, with my coily tool, I recommend using it at 4.5 millimeters, and you can purchase this in numerous places now in the UK and further afield, but check out the Facebook page and group if you want to purchase the one and only coily tool. Something like that should be about right, so we'll now put it on the mod. So new core, 0.1 ohm. This has been used for the last week or so, so it's already bedded in. But we'll just make sure it's glowing evenly from the inside out, which you can just see that it is. Get some juice on it now, because the cotton will expand when you juice her up. Right, so you can just see there we're just about poking out the bottom of it, but just ensure that you haven't got any cotton touching the airflow slots, these airflow holes here. So you can just about see a row of airflow holes there. So that's about it. So it's time to put the top cap back on now. Nice threads on this. So that's the Kylin 2 cooled and wicked up. So let's go back up top and I'll tell you what I think about it. Right, we're back up top with the Kylin V2. What do I think of this then? Right, we go on to the fit and finish and build quality first for this particular one. I must admit it's really well machined and everything. We've got lovely buttery threads on this one. The top fill works really well, although when I first got this I was trying with all my might to unscrew it because I just thought it was a threaded on top cap. But this one, it's got the push top fill on it and it works very well. I've had no troubles with it actually coming undone in my pocket or anything. I have heard some other reviewers out there saying it should have a lock-in feature on it. But yeah, it is a little bit graunchy, the top cap. I would have much preferred it if it was threaded on normal style cap, but it does work, but I'm not sure how long it's going to actually last. We've got the airflow control on the bottom of the tank and it does spin nicely. We've got a nice bit of restriction to it as well. But yeah, the general build quality on it is very good though on this particular one. Now I have real problems with the Kylin V1. I had the chimney section kept getting stuck on the base and I had to use mole grips to get it off and it was just unusable, and I sent Vandy Vape a video and they declined to replace it. So since then the only thing I bought from Vandy Vape has been, I think it's the Bonza RTA a good while ago now, but I thought I'd better get this one because it's coming to the end of the year and I needed to test whether this was going to be in the top 5 or not of best RTAs of the year. So we went out and bought it. But anyway, we got a nice drip tip on there as well, 810 fitting. I have noticed though that some of them, like the Hell Vape one, the drop dead one, it didn't fit totally flush down. It left a little bit of a gap. So not all of your 810s are going to fit totally perfectly. And because we've got this like ridge around the top, some of them are going to be indented a little bit as well. So yeah, you just you need to get one that actually fits it flush like that. Now it does come with that black one like the Zeus style which straddles it, but for me that's a bit too wide ball for my liking. But the build deck on here is really good though. I love it. I like the angled screws. I've had no troubles with those grub screws stripping. I've put a single core build in. I put a 4mm internal diameter core in here and it does work very well. So let's just have a toot on the Druga and we're going to put the wattage right up because we've got it at we've got the airflow fully open on it. We'll try it at 85 watts. Here we go. So as you can hear, it's a very noisy tank, this one, especially with it wide open, but it is smooth airflow, which you'd expect because we've got a honeycomb style airflow plus those slotted airflow on the side. So you're getting quite a lot of airflow out of this. Just to give it a rating, with it wide open, for me that's a good 9 out of 10, with the widest being 10 out of 10. So yeah, probably too much airflow for me, so we're going to knock it down to halfway now and we're just going to put the wattage down a little bit to 75 watts. Here we go. oodles of vapor production you get from this tank. And it's still smooth, the airflow. You can hear it popping away there, because this one does wick like a champ. You don't want to stuff the juice wells full of cotton. Just do it how I did down low, much like the dam method of wicking. Just leave the legs nice and short, so they just fill out the top of the juice ports, and let the e-liquid let it flow into there. Basically, you don't want it rammed full of cotton. It works best if you just leave the legs short on this, and I've had no troubles with it wicking at all. And I actually don't get any leaking from this tank as well. I've had 0 leaking from this one, so that's a big thumbs up. But yeah, we just knock it down a little bit more. We'll have it about a quarter open, put the wattage down to about 65 watts. Here goes. Still smooth airflow. It's not the best vape for me. You get a degradation in flavour as well. For me, I like to have it half open, or about a third closed on it, so 2/3 open gives me the best vape. But if you do fancy a lot of wattage on this and you've got it fully open, you really can crank it up. I don't like going past 90 watts on this, but for the purpose of this review, we're going to put it up to 100 watts. Here we go. the bloody Druger's giving me a low power warning on it. Having a few problems with that particular mod. Let's just put it on something else a minute. I was just going to give you the chain vape test there. So we'll put it on the Wild Wolf and crank it up to 100 on there. Here we go. As you can see there, 5 or 6 pulls, 100 watts, airflow wide open, and it just wicks like a champ. You can just see the air bubbles going up there. So it really does work very well, as it should do, this particular tank. Now, it works very well in single coil mode as well. I've been rocking it around 55 watts with a 0.16 build in it. In fact, I quite like it because you don't have to have it too high the wattage in single coil mode. It does work very well. But what about the flavour then with this one? Well, it really is very good, the flavour on this. Don't get me wrong, it really is a good flavourful tank. But I'm not sure it's the best one. Definitely for me. I'm going to do a best of. I'm going to wick up all of my favourite dual core ones. We've got the stacked RTA, we've got the Billow X, the Zeus Dual, the Core RTA. I've got quite a lot of good ones out there. The FP, obviously, the 30mm one, the Fatality clone I bought as well. So it's definitely good flavour, and the vape quality is up there too. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see whether I rate it in my top 5 of the year. But yeah, overall though, this is a cracking tank. I'll definitely give it a thumbs up, and yeah, well worth going out and buying. Now, I paid around £30 for it from Bit and Pieces Vape in the UK. The bubble tank was an extra £3, I believe. So for that sort of money, it's not a bad piece of kit. Like the only major con for me is this top fill mechanism. It's a little bit crunchy for me, so I'm not sure how long that's going to last. So hopefully with the next incarnation it'll just go back to the threaded top cap. But yeah, overall this tank is a very good one. So if you did enjoy the video, guys, please give it a little thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, why not consider subscribing too. Make sure you hit the little bell notification to be notified of all my latest videos. Now, you'll also be able to find this video on VapeTube, because I do upload most of my videos over there too, and I'm also on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Okay, cheers.